If you've seen the movie Missing, then you know what an absolute thrill ride it was. If you haven't watched the movie, warning, this is going to be a spoiler review, so go watch the movie first, then come back. Or don't. That's your choice, I don't really care. Okay, getting into the review, it's hard for me to think of anything that this film did wrong. The writing, acting, directing, everything was on point. And although there were so many things that Missing did great at, I want to narrow it down to two main aspects: the unique cinematography and the tight and rewarding writing. The movie takes place entirely on digital screens, and I've only seen one other film pull that concept off with such perfection, which is 2018's Searching, and a few of the people behind Searching were actually working on Missing too, including director Anish Chaganty, I am so sorry that I butchered that, who was a producer of the film. Back to the review, the cinematography in Missing is phenomenal, and I don't say that lightly. The movie doesn't just use the idea of taking place on different screens for a unique visual look, but rather it takes full advantage of the opportunities presented to it by this setup. Thought processes that would normally have to be subtly conveyed through facial expressions can be clearly seen because of the film taking place on a screen. We can follow June's actions on screen and understand how her mind is working. A really good example of this would be when she's trying to break into her mom's Gmail account to get more information on her, and she has to try to crack her password, without June having to say anything like, "I remember my mom used this password somewhere else. Let me try it," or something cliched like that a typical movie would have to resort to in order to convey her thought process to the audience. Missing can instead just have her open up an old chat with her mom where June was asking for the password on different websites. We then logically connect that since people tend to reuse passwords on different sites, June is trying to see if any of her mother's other passwords would also work for her Google account. This 30-second scene is filled with clever writing and amazing execution, and it's one of the many examples of the rare opportunities provided to this movie by its unique cinematography. Another way the film expertly uses its visual style to its narrative advantage is the way that the film visually reinforces its setups and payoffs. I'll talk more about the exquisite way the movie rewards viewers for paying attention in the portion of the video where I analyze the writing of Missing, but for now, let me say that there are dozens of little hints and clues that present themselves amongst all the tabs, websites, and notifications. Observant viewers are able to piece together parts of the mystery even before the main character does, just by carefully analyzing the clues that are subtly presented. An example of visual reinforcement is the way June's friend Angel keeps asking about the Apple Watch he left at her house. His text messages appear periodically throughout the movie, providing a unique way for the movie to set up the watch's important role later. Finally, the way that we, the audience, are visually confined to digital screens is used to build up tension and suspense in a creative way that is unique to this film. We can see that someone's monitoring June's screen, but since we are limited to what is on their screen, we can't see who. We can see June's mom and her boyfriend going on their trip, but since we can only see what occurs on June's screen, we can't see what happened to them. In different instances, the limited visibility we experience helps make the film have a high sense of tension throughout, which is exactly what a good thriller movie should do. Aside from building suspense, the visually confined scope of computer screens also grounds us with our main character June. For the most part, we can only see what she sees, so we're actively trying to put together the pieces of the puzzle with her. Missing cinematography was truly unique and well executed. But I would argue that the writing was perhaps even better. This film was a masterclass in how to write a good thriller. It was full of twists and turns, setups and payoffs, and even a ticking clock. Let's take a closer look at each of these. Maybe one of the best and most important aspects of a good mystery thriller is to keep your audience engaged and guessing. Missing throws out hints and clues and allows the audience to try to put the pieces together and jump to their own conclusions like June. We go from thinking that Kevin kidnapped her mom, to an outside group taking them both, to June's mom potentially trying to run away from a troubled past, to Grace's friend Heather maybe having a role in it, to a mysterious Uber driver being responsible, to finally her dad being revealed to still be alive and being the one who took Grace. There are so many twists in this movie that no one can predict where it will go next. And that unpredictability is exactly what makes Missing such a great mystery tale. The rabbit hole continues to get ever deeper and more confusing. I also want to quickly note the insanely good double use of June's dad's fake death in the film. When we start the movie off with seeing a clip of him appearing to be sick, and later June and her mother are discussing his death, we automatically assume that the role of her dad's death is to be the catalyst for the drama between June and her mother Grace. And it does fulfill that role in the movie. Therefore, his death doesn't become something suspicious that we begin to take a look at and later predict that he might actually still be alive and potentially be the one behind Grace's disappearance. If Missing had mediocre writing, her dad would have fake died in a way that didn't really service the plot in any way other than setting him up to be the most unlikely candidate. But because his fake death has a significant and narrative purpose before and aside from making him the unsuspected kidnapper, it actually works as a twist, since it was a genuine catalyst for the relationship drama between Grace and June. Another great aspect about this film's writing was the way it rewarded its audience for paying attention. In a mystery movie, you need to give your audience clues that they can use to try to solve the mystery for themselves, which will keep them engaged and guessing throughout the entirety of the movie. Missing not only has tons of setup that later gets paid off in satisfying ways, but it has quality setup. Kevin talking to Bunny Cake 310. Paid off when she turns out to be an actress hired to impersonate June's mom. Grace always using Siri to call people. Paid off when June uses it to call the police through the camera. June's mom always calling her Junebug. Paid off when that ends up being a key part of Grace's Google password. These are just a few instances, but trust me when I say that the whole movie is full of setups and payoffs, and it's another reason why Missing is such a great thriller. Like I said a few minutes ago, a good mystery thriller movie should keep its audience engaged and guessing. And just like how the many twists kept the audience guessing, the non-stop setups with satisfying payoffs encourages the viewer to be attentive by rewarding them for staying engaged. The last writing aspect I want to analyze quickly is the ticking clock. There are multiple instances of the movie establishing a limited amount of time. The 48 hours before the camera footage resets, a short amount of time to answer the security questions in order to reset Kevin's password, the time the police have to arrive before June's dad comes back. All of these are just a few examples of Missing setting up a time limit on certain events in order to raise the tension of certain scenes. Like I said at the beginning, Missing is a perfect thriller mystery movie, and these moments of heightened tension keep the viewers' hearts pounding as they anxiously wait for the ticking clock to expire. In case you couldn't tell, I really loved Missing, and I highly recommend it to everyone, especially mystery movie fans. You'll be hard-pressed to find a mystery flick as good as Missing anywhere else. If you like this video, chances are you would thoroughly enjoy my other content, and I highly recommend subscribing and turning on notifications to stay informed on whenever I drop a new video. If you want to help me become a full-time content creator, then please hit that thanks button, and for as little as $1, you can let me know that you really like my content and help me achieve my dream. Regardless though, I appreciate you all. Don't forget to let me know what you thought in the comments, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll catch you all on the next one. Have a great day.